And that 14th man factor.
I don't think that's an issue. I think the crowd are behind them know what happens in the second half. The crowd are here for a reason. They're here to watch Whitehaven perform, and they have been given that today.
There is a danger that the crowd will go a little bit silent, because that try just before half-time was a real killer for them as well as their team.
It was, but I think Steve McCormack will be in there and be saying, let's forget about that. It was a stupid error, a one-on-one steal, and he did really well there, Nat Wood. But the situation that they're in at the moment is they're one score away from being back in this game, and they have to push that down their throats, and they have to realise that this game is not over by a long way.
Well, let's just see how far they can push it. 40 minutes to go between Whitehaven and a place in the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup, or will it be Warrington? Let's join our match commentators, Martin Afire and Dave Woods.
Well, Warrington are 5 times winners of the Challenge Cup over the years. The last time they did it was 1974, fully 30 years ago. Whitehaven, their best ever performance in the Challenge Cup was back in 1957 when they reached the semi-finals and lost to Leeds in a very tight affair at Odsal Stadium, Bradford. Can they make another semi-final in 2004? Well, we'll have to wait and see. The odds were against them before the game began. The odds are stacked a little higher. Now the second half gets underway. It's a high one. Warrington looking for a mistake-free opening few minutes just to keep them on the right track here. Whitehaven looking desperately for the first score of this second half, Martin.
Oh, absolutely. I think history is against Whitehaven as well, and the fact that I don't think any side outside the top flight has made it to I nearly said Wembley then, to the Challenge Cup final, wherever it's been held.
It's Warrington in possession. Effective tackles made. Whitehaven 78, Warrington 73, but it's the ineffective tackles that trouble the coaches the most. And Whitehaven have missed 12, Warrington only 6. That's the difference in the moments.
They've been very crucial tackles which have been missed.
Whitehaven having to try to clear their lines. Paul O'Neill, good set from Warrington, has put Whitehaven back on their heels at the moment. 6,500 crammed inside the Rectory today. It's been a few years since it's been this full, but it's a sign that things are really on the up at the moment for Cumbrian Rugby League on the whole. Workington back in the black with their cup tie against Leeds a couple of rounds ago, and Whitehaven here doing so well in the Challenge Cup, attracting such a big crowd, and a lot of really good work going on behind the scenes at this club as well, which suggests it might not be too many years before they are in the Super League as well.
Yeah, I understand from Steve McCormack that a lot of the money that they get from this fixture today will go to produce a lot of young players into the academy system, so that all bodes well for the future of rugby in this area.
Here's Westwood looking at yards up that left flank. His mistake gave Whitehaven their only try. Simmett, good ball inside. Nat Wood, as all good scrum halves should do, backing up nicely too, and Warrington really stepping up the momentum here. Breers, long ball to Noon. Noon steps inside. Leroy Joe misses him, but he's caught at the second attempt by Spencer Miller. Breers. This is Lima. Running straight. Offloads. Foreshore. Breers gets it away again. This is a good ball out. Oh, and Gross has dropped it.
Bombed it.
Paul Noon's pass. Brent Gross couldn't keep hold.
You see Lee Breers, the pass out of the tackle, a nice one-handed pass, but Brett Gross couldn't quite bend down and pick it up. In his defence, it wasn't the best of balls.
Come on.
Yeah, Warrington can point to one or two mistakes here, and if things do go a little lopsided in the second half, they might yet rue them.
Right, let's have your feet back, let's have the tunnel right, stop the striking, okay? Same both ways, get in. Get your feet back, your head and feet,
Two
straight
open
in.
side props in trouble, good heavens. What's the game coming to?
I don't know much about forward play. It's just to stay out on the wing.
Did you ever pack down? Did you ever put your head in one of those gruesome things?
Once at boarding school when I was 11, it was very cold and I went to play hooker.
That was part of the punishment though, wasn't it?
But I don't think I ever did it again. Learnt my lesson.
Whitehaven looking to make the distance here. Leicester from acting halfback. Jackson taking his time here. Warrington quite happy with the amount of time, but in fact Forshaw just lying on a little too long for Ganson's liking, the referee.
Very sloppy by Mike Forshaw there. I think he still thought it was half-time He was just having a rest, lying on top of Mark Jackson there.
Go.
Tap taken by Lee Kidding. Didn't go for touch. That was a surprising moment by him. Leicester from dummy half. Here's Mark Jackson again. Really is a powerful lad. Leicester. Sort of ambling his way inside that Warrington half again. Broadbent. High one to Fatih Alofa. Well, it's a solid, if unspectacular, set of 6 so far, this by Whitehaven. They're making good distance here. Miller. 6th tackle coming up. Leroy Joe throws it midfield. Broadbent. Oh, it's not the prop forward you normally want to have it, but Jackson puts a good kick up nonetheless. Carlis is underneath it, not by Broadbent, picked up by O'Neill. High one and intercepted. Sibbett was there just when his side needed him the most.
It was a workmanlike set of 6. Nothing too flashy until it came to the last tackle, and poor Mark Jackson, the prop forward, finds the ball in his hands. Put up quite a nice up and under there. Paul O'Neill couldn't quite find his man.
Square up, forward, square up.
Warrington take it the other way. Here's Forshaw. Lots of experience in that very hard-worked body. Gleeson. Noon. Ragged and dealt with. They're not happy either. 6th tackle. Breers sends it high and spinning. He was caught late by Jackson, and the ball has been allowed to bounce again. It's taken by Natwood, handed back inside to Westwood, who's thrown it away. And Whitehaven will concede the penalty. Late tackle on Breers. The referee was playing the advantage, and Steve McCormack, the Whitehaven coach, won't be happy.
Unnecessary.
Not malicious, but as you say, it's not needed, really, was it? So Warrington will take the tap here, will they? That would, before they can.
This is a little benefit and a doubt.
Mark Jackson, who was, to remind you, sent off last year by this referee. There's a word with him again.
You know what'll happen. Okay, you're getting the benefit. Don't be in so late on him. A penalty's enough. Don't let your mates down.
Jackson, mental note. Christmas card list. Steve Gaston.
Not on it.
Breers, inside ball to Forshaw. Good hands again that almost popped Gleeson through the gap. Warrington are winding up here. Forshaw again. Here comes Cardis. Cardis with a dummy underneath. Ducked underneath the tackle of Fatih Alofa. Couldn't get through the wall of his mates that came up behind him. Gleeson again. Danny Lima will drive it in from close range. Here's Gleeson, skips it away. Breers, long ball backwards. Nowhere for Natwood to go, but it's a good offload. Wainwright, good hands again. It's walking day, and Sibbett will get the try that now surely puts Warrington in the comfort zone. It's taken a long time to get there, but Ian Sibbett might just have broken Whitehaven's hearts.
A bit of fortune for Warrington. Put him in a very favourable attacking position. You see the pass comes out. Lee Breers puts it back inside to Forshaw. Mark Gleeson gets up. Gets up. The ball comes out. Nathan Wood is held by Mike Wainwright. Nice hands here. Out to Ian Sibbett, who scores and salutes the crowd. Let's say Warrington haven't done anything really flash. It's just been the weight of possession, being in the Whitehaven half and using the width which this pitch allows them to, and they've scored a couple of tries in the corner.
Lee Breers not happy with the sponsors. Let's get them out of the way for the moment. Let me kick my goal.
I don't think Power Gen will be too happy.
They will with that mention. nobody would have noticed otherwise. and
the ball.
They might just get away with that one as well. Who are the sponsors? Well, it's a difficult kick here, and he has missed easier throughout the afternoon. And he has put that one wide as well. Not the best of days with the boot for Lee Breers.
Not been the easiest of kicks, but a few of them have been on his good side, and I'm sure on a better day he would have at least kicked a few of them. As you see, the Nathan Wood flips the ball out to Mike Wainwright in great hands by Jerome Guisset, the Frenchman with NRL experience with Canberra Raiders. It's nice hands there. And then Sibbett in the corner.
So 18-6 Warrington lead. That's 2 tries and 2 goals. Whitehaven have to score 2 converted tries now to get it back level. And there is the potential of extra time here. It's a potential that's growing less and less likely. Hand by Wood, and here's Sibbett again, marching through. Wainwright's on the charge. Nat Wood's in support. Wood's got too much pace here. That was class by Warrington. That was Super League, showing off all its talents. And Warrington, did he put a foot in touch?
Let's have a look if he steps on the line here,
Did he put a foot on the line?
Let's have a look if he steps on the white line.
We were all about to praise the Warrington side and Nathan Wood there. And could he have made an error?
What did the video referee make of this? No, no, no.
No, he just about made it.
There's a couple of steps earlier than that, but even so, I think the first one tells us that he didn't. No, no.
The sponsor's getting in the way again.
No, it's absolutely clear-cut. That's a try. No doubts about it.
As you see, Nathan Wood coming around close to the dead ball line. But he's definitely inside it.
The video referee has made his mind up. And it will be another Warrington try. 2 in quick succession at the start of this second half. Has justified their favourites tag. You've got Lee Breers to kick this.
Even on a bad day.
No doubts. 2 out of 6 for Lee Breers. 6 for Whitehaven. 24 for Warrington. But Nat Wood's had an outstanding game here today, hasn't he? He's been a shining example of what Warrington have needed today.
Absolutely. I know everyone looks to Lee Breers, who probably hasn't had his best day, but Nathan Wood scoring his 2nd try of the day. And hopefully for Warrington fans, putting them further down that road to the Millennium Stadium.
Tell Garsize to get on side.
Here's the name with the restart. Are they good enough, do you think? Can Warrington go all the way this time? Because Wigan are already through, of course. St Helens against Hull this afternoon. Huddersfield will be hot favourites against York.
Ideally, you can't really look past the big 2 in Wigan and St Helens, but you can't do any more than beat the opposition that's put in front of you, and that's what Warrington are doing today.
Taken on by Guisset, the Frenchman.
Go on, get him on side, Aaron. What's that conceding
Gleeson
penalties?
at dummy half, out to Breers, just outside the 40 when he let the ball fly downfield. But he chased with real earnest again, though. This is the time when Whitehaven's spirits are most likely to flag, because the extra fitness of the full-time team begins to take effect from now on in, and the fact that Warrington have this lead as well, it just looks a very big mountain to climb now for the home side, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's getting steeper and steeper. As you say, Warrington, the full-timers, enables them to train every day, and obviously their fitnesses could be a lot higher, having playing in Super League every week. But having said that, there's a lot of pride in this Whitehaven side, and I'm sure they won't give up without a fight.
There's Leroy Joy, going to kick downfield. Westwood, not going to score that one. Ending off Wilson. Lost it. Not for the first time today. Possession goes Whitehaven's way, or at least they'll have the head and feet at the scrum and should get possession from it.
So Lee Westwood there goes to ground and has lost the ball a couple of times today.
Lock in, wait, number 6. Okay.
And in. It's a huge fray. Leroy Joe from dummy half. Has a little scamper, sees what's on offer. Gleason's there, the willing defender. This is Seiss from acting half-back now. Spins away, does very well, the former Workington man. Leicester is an acting half too. It's driven in by Morton. Morton looks for the offload, finds Broadbent. Out it comes to Leicester. Leicester steps back inside Forshaw and then runs into trouble in the shape of Mark Hilton.
I feel Whitehaven need to get something from this attack.
There's a dummy by Walsh. Seeds from acting half-back. Back towards the middle, Leroy Joe. They are looking for a bit of width. Hill, good hands from Manin. Out to Wesley Wilson! Can't get through the tackle of Sibbett.
Great try-saving tackle from Ian Sibbett. In the corner as the ball comes across. Great hands. But he couldn't quite make it into the corner.
Well, Warrington have lost the ball here, and then it's been lost again. First of all, Whitehaven came up with it, and then Sibbett gets it back for Warrington. There's Westwood. For sure. It's by Giso, picked up by Wainwright, picked up again by Nathan Wood. He's causing some damage when he has the ball. Sorted out by Mark Jackson. It's been lost. Now, Matt Wood is injured, and as cruel as it may be, the decision will go against him. He's obviously hurt himself and dropped the ball.
Okay, mate.
Obviously hit the shoulder, hasn't he?
Nathan Wood takes a bit of a high shot from Mark Jackson. He's already on report, and it looks like he's got Nathan Wood in a bit of a wrestling move there.
Leroy Joe was the man who was on report a little earlier for the high tackle. Mark Jackson is the man who I think is going to escape any punishment at all here. It's just been down as a lost ball by Nat Wood. It's a cruel game at times, isn't it? And Whitehaven come up with possession.
It's a tough game, rugby league.
Here's Broadbent. Whitehaven looking at on these fringes again. Seiss. Well taken by Morton. Seiss. Both worked very hard today. 100 tackles apiece so far. Miller looking to get his arms free and offload, but couldn't quite do so. It's another big kick by Mark Jackson, and another effective kick as well. And underneath it is Daryl Cardis, who waited and waited and would have heard the thundering hooves, but never took his eye off the ball.
It took a lot of courage by Daryl Cardis there. As you say, the Whitehaven pack was thundering down, but he kept his calm, kept his cool, and caught the ball.
Gleason, eventually. And he's almost... Oh, and then he tried to get rid of the ball, tried to offload it, and he's lost it, and Seiss picks it up, and Giso can't keep hold of him. Gleason back to help out was Nathan Wood, injured a little earlier. Deciding things are getting a little too rough out there at the moment. Here's Jackson. Don't forget the big tie of the afternoon, St Helens against Hull, the all Super League affair coming up at Millsley Road straight after this game. As Nanin tries to get it out to Wilson, just about keeps it in play. Pretty fancy for that one, by the way. St Helens against Hull. It's going to be a good tie, isn't it?
It's going to be a good tie. I'd have to say that St Helens are the favourites of getting after that victory over Bradford and then subsequently over Leeds. You can't really look past them. They're looking very fit this year. Ian Millwood, after coming up empty last year, will definitely want to see the trophy cabinet with some silver in it this year.
It was Morton trying to promote the ball again, and inadvisedly, because Gleason was there to mop it up for Warrington.
Teams have got a bit scrappy over the last 10 minutes or so. And as soon as Whitehaven get anywhere near the line, the crowd seems to come alive.
There's been a terrific occasion here today, though, hasn't it? It's full house, we've had brass bands, we've had a real party atmosphere before the match, behind the stands, and lots and lots of people turning out. And it really has been a worthwhile occasion for Whitehaven, for sure. Leeson didn't play that, but he was being interfered with as he got up to play it, so Forshaw sees the penalty go his way. Just hanging around his neck, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit sloppy defence there.
Hilton pushes off one, tries to drag himself through another. Breers again looking for the width and finds Gross, who went between the two defenders and scores another smart Warrington try.
Starting to be a bit of a walk in the park. Whitehaven players, they put a lot of effort in for the first 60. And, I think they're just starting to fall off tackles. As the condition of this game, the intensity of this game is getting to them. Lee Breers puts a little missed ball out to Brett Gross there. And Paul O'Neill, weak, feeble effort there, really. Expected better. Then we see the ball come out from dummy after Breers, who hesitates. A little wide pass out there. And I think that the Whitehaven defence could have coped with that a little better. It must have been very hard for them to put up. It can be acceptably the way they've played this today has been pretty good, but as I say, it's tough playing against Super League opposition.
There's an intensity of the game that you don't get week in, week out in the National League or the Arriva Trains Cup, which they've been playing so far this season. The league season for Whitehaven isn't yet underway. They have been playing weekly in the Arriva Trains and, of course, the Challenge Cup, but they will never have come across this kind of intensity, this sort of full-on commitment that they've come up against the professional team today. Here's Breers, who is finally finding his kicking form. 3 out of 6. He pushes Warrington into the 30 mark. Whitehaven 6, Warrington 30.
As you see the ball come across wide here, Breers, a lovely little ball out to Brett Gross, who dispatches Paul O'Neill and scores the try. Whitehaven have been unbeaten this season, but as I say, when you step up to Super League class, it's a different ball game.
Well, they will have learnt their lessons here. There's news of another substitution. Mike Forshaw, the old campaigner, is off, and Paul Wood, the young forward, is on in his replacement. 20 minutes left to play. Whitehaven looking to lift themselves considerably now. It's giving themselves something to remember this tie by, and here's Wood, refreshened by his rest on the sidelines. Reset. Dealt with by Wilson. Gleeson again. Breers with a kick, but it's too far, and it'll be a tap back on the 20 for Whitehaven here. Steve McCormack, 31, one of the youngest coaches in the game. He was Super League's youngest coach when he was at Salford, and you rather feel he'll be back in Super League before too long as well.
Yeah, it's good to see the young British coaches coming through. Paul Cullen started here at Whitehaven, and Steve McCormack started at Salford and doing a good job at Whitehaven here. And hopefully we'll see him in Super League in the not-too-distant future.
Here's Sykes picking up smartly from dummy half. Gleeson didn't know where he was. Good offload, but to nobody in particular. And with a bit of ground to make up here. 4 tackles gone, 2 still to come in this sequence. Walsh gets in on its way against Seeds. Somehow managed to knock it backwards. Not quite the required style, but effective nonetheless. Sixth tackle. Picked up by Sykes. Here he comes, little slid kick behind as well. This is good footwork by Sykes, but not good enough in the end. What are they playing here? Football? And eventually it's taken up by Nanin. It'll still be the sixth tackle, so it'll still need a big boot on the ball. Wilshire's underneath it. Safe pair of hands. And well covered by the defence.
They played a lot of fullback for PNG and Illawarra. John Wilshire. And they easily diffused that crossfield bomb.
Carlis. The clearance. And that's by Mark Jackson. Wainwright. And behind Stevens, who's obviously fully recovered to get back on the field at Carlis.
So a little smell of the smelling salts.
Come on, mate, you caught one of them, you know what happens.
Westwood in the left centre's channel, almost getting through, and in, held on in the end. Sixth tackle coming up, 40 yards away from the Whitehaven line. Breers with a kick. Too far, surely. And it is. Whitehaven's tapped back on the 20. A couple of substitutions being made here again. Craig Chambers is coming on for David Fatialofa, and Brett McDermott lingering on as well. And by Chambers. Here's Sykes. Morton.
He's worked hard all day.
Sykes again, an acting halfback. On by Chambers, good offload as well. Things might open up here. Sykes stepping through. Grab hold of, ball's lost. Gross has it. Referee's decision is play on. Warrington in possession. Stevens. Big day for him, isn't it, Warren Stevens, having played here, of course. And I think they'd love to have him back here, Whitehaven.
Oh, this side!
This is Breers, just pushing Whitehaven back again with another kick. He's hoping will hold up the in-goal. It does. Clark's after it quickly. Broadbent picked it up smartly, but good chase by Warrington. Excellent chase.
Great chase. You know, it's all about doing the basics. And kick chase, defence are all part of it. But unfortunately, the lack of discipline. Marcus not being square gives the penalty away. All the good work undone.
You see the defenders were all over the place. Roy Joe. Defences a go from dummy half. Looking for the support of McDermott. The pass wasn't deemed sufficiently safe. Chambers battles it in and offloads to Broadbent. In such moments, our defence is open, but not on this occasion. Leicester, Fatialofa. Good offload, Chambers away again to Leicester. It's opening up here, Nanin with a kick. Now can he chase it? Carlis is after it, Nanin will score. And a huge roar around the rectory again. Big smiles on happy faces. The game might be lost, but these are still memories they are quite happy to treasure. Mick Nanin with a very good try.
Yeah, we said earlier that Mick has not shown the best of himself today, and maybe at the other centre, David Seeds have been the man that with the twinkling footwork and the great breaks. But here, as we see, David Fatialofa takes the ball up, offloads. Aaron Leicester there with the ball to McNannon, who kicks, and he beats Darragh Carlis in a foot race, and Darragh Carlis a very quick customer. The offload there from David Fatialofa. A nice little kick there by the big man. He's a very big man, McNannon. A lot of Super League clubs believed to be interested, and definitely a chance to be in the shop window here today, but I'm sure that Steve McCormack would like to keep hold of him because he's a big asset for the Whitehaven club. Kicks goals as well.
Kicked plenty of goals. He was the top scorer in the National League last year. Young Player of the Year in the National League when he was playing with Rochdale, and we put the curse on him. Sometimes he kicks goals, is what we should have
Kicks
said.
goals occasionally.
No, he's generally a very good goal kicker. That was a bit of an aberration, but this was good play by Whitehaven. Kept the ball alive nice, didn't they, here?
Oh, it's a great little play. As I say, Whitehaven of the two teams have shown more invention and creativity today. It's just that weight of possession and astute passes from the likes of Lee Breers and Nathan Wood have enabled Warrington to be in a bit of a commanding position.
Just over 12 minutes left to play here at the recreation ground. They'll be warming themselves up nicely at Knowsley Road as we speak for St Helens against Hull, which will be a real clash of the Titans there. Effective tackles made by both sides again is fairly equal. But look at the missed tackles again. Whitehaven 27, Warrington 7. That's punishing, absolutely punishing. There's a knock on here.
I think the story of this game can be told in that stat there, 27 missed tackles. I didn't expect to win a Challenge Cup quarter-final with a statistic like that. You can see Nathan Wood
All right, mate.
back on the field there.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a great cup-side day today, isn't it? You know, we've got this one here, the old-fashioned underdog against the big side, and they've given a good account of themselves, and then that all-giants affair at Knowsley Road coming up next. This is the moment the referee was not happy with. Steve McCormack looking pretty grim at the moment, and most of those Whitehaven fans will be reasonably disappointed that they perhaps not pushed Warrington a little closer, but I think when they look back on this, they'll have mostly very good memories.
You can't fault his players for effort. There's been a lot of hard workers out there, like Brett McDermott, Graham Morton in the back row. They've been tireless workers.
Chambers being helped off. Warrington have possession. Here's Breers to Gross. It's Wood, Paul Wood, Gleeson. Stevens driving it forward again. Whitehaven's defence having to be smart here. Don't want to concede too many more points. Breers, oh, he's found the gap, and Paul Wood dashes into it. Created by the standoff, finished by the big man, and Warrington resuming full authority in the game again.
Lee Breers showing the sort of skills that he's got in his armoury there. Nice little short ball. You see Mark Gleeson to Breers, comes across. Paul Wood dives over.
Just saw the gap, and Wood run into it, didn't he? Well, we know how good Lee Breers is. He troubled the Australians in that World Cup semi-final a few years ago, didn't he? Almost single-handedly when he was playing for the Welsh. He was obviously going to cause problems for Whitehaven today.
Yes, a player with a full complement of skills. I won't say he kicks goals, because I'll probably jinx him.
He sometimes kicks goals. That's that crouching style that's had for a few years now. And he puts it between the uprights. That gives Warrington a little more breathe easy zone now.
A lot of kickers in the modern game with the golf stance kick.
Whitehaven 10, Warrington 36. And a nicely packed recreation ground to look down on as well.
Okay, onside, onside. Come on, Carl.
I wonder if the
Well
National
done.
League part-timers can lift themselves now, one final moment, to give themselves a try to celebrate in the dying moments of this game.
First, here, boys. Come on, work for me.
Gleeson. Oh, it's a break again. This tiring part-time defence as Wood takes it up to the halfway line. Clark, Breers, they're spinning it wide again. Westwood stepping inside. Here's Wainwright. You say wraps up, offloads, went backwards, not what comes, but the referee says no, you're not having that, sir.
Hands in.
Knock on. Oh, in fact, it's a penalty.
Here,
Hands
mate.
it.
Back there.
2 men in the tackle, and the ball was stolen. They're running it now, not going for goal. Here's Paul Wood again. Good tackle by Craig Walsh. Clark. And Stevens. John Clark. Gleeson spins it away now. Warrington looking wide. Natwood brings it back down the middle. Carlis. Well, he was committed to that error, unless I don't think there was any intent there, was there? It was just a leap, and the player changed direction, and he found himself committed to the tackle.
I'd like to look at the replay, but there was no malice that I could see in that tackle. Cardis looked as if he was ducking slightly into the tackle. As you see, Cardis takes the ball, and he was slightly backing into tackle. It was a margin high. I'd like to have another look from a different angle. As you see here, oh, he did catch him, I'd have to say. He went down legitimately.
Could I withdraw my earlier comments? He did catch him, didn't he? My word. Well, there have been a couple of high shots now in this game, and a less charitable occasion. Whitehaven might have been down to 12. Steve Genson fully concentrating as Daryl Cardis has his treatments. Where he lay, where he fell. I think he's going to get a word here, isn't he? He's going to have a word there in Leicester once everything's okay with Daryl Cardis.
Yeah, the first priority is to make sure Daryl Cardis is okay. Be careful with headshots. Sad sight to see the stretcher coming out. As Daryl takes the ball, Aaron Leicester.
The problem there was Cardis. It was a difficult ball for Cardis to take, and he had to readjust, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Aaron Leicester couldn't readjust in making the tackle, and that's why it was high.
Just tell him to keep quiet about it.
I think that Daryl Cardis will be taking no further part in this game. It's good to see he is getting up and moving under his own steam. You don't really like to see players going off on stretchers. He's got an arousing reception from the Whitehaven supporters. It's good to see.
It's going to go on report. You make it hard when you blow up about it. If you leave it to me, then I can check that. All right, if there's no malice in it, there won't be a problem. It'll go on report, let the league look at it. All right, it's a penalty.
There you have it, on report again, so the RFL Disciplinary Committee will have a look again at that this week. They've got Swinton on Tuesday nights, have Whitehaven, and then Gateshead next week, so a couple of big games coming up, and then they've got Lee in the National League as well. So they won't want any players suspended at this stage, and there's McDermott, I think it was, who scrambled onto it. Was a loose from Warrington.
They'll definitely know they're in the game, the Warrington players. With Daryl Cardis and Warren Stevens waking up tomorrow with sore heads.
Well, there's been a few heroes out there today. Whitehaven players have given their all. Warrington players have shone as well. We want to know who the man of the match is, and Martin Offiah has chosen his man of the match today. matches, Matt?
Well, I think for man of the match, there's a couple of contenders. I think in the frame, it's got to be Nathan Wood.
There he is.
Also, yes, definitely Nathan Wood. Paul Wood, I thought also has been a tireless worker for the Warrington side, but Nathan Wood has come up with the points when Warrington needed them. So I think that, along with his tireless work around the park, he's my Power Gen man of the match today.
3 minutes left to play. Warrington are sensing another try here. Doucet, 15 yards out. Clark, dashing and darting, and a little dummy. Whitehaven's legs will be very weary at the moment as the ball is played back inside, and it's Stevens, the former Whitehaven man, who plunges over, but has he scored the try? Looking at the grounding here, whether the Warrington player was actually over the line when he got the ball down.
Did he promote the ball slightly?
Was there a double movement involved there?
Well, maybe a little one.
He was desperate to score on his former home ground, wasn't he, Warren Stevens?
His arm's definitely down there and he's short of the line, but is it his momentum, or does he actually promote the ball himself? There's a little nudge of the shoulder there.
I think that's a double movement, isn't it? Aaron Lester saying, anyway, I've got the ball. Doesn't matter. Big grin for Steve Ganson, potential cup final referee this year. As long as St Helens don't get there, of course, because he is a St Helens referee. And it's the video ref who has the decision to make here. Tackle complete there, you reckon, and then a little promotion after that?
Only a small one, but a little. Might be able to have a better look from this angle. As Warren Stevens dives for the line with two Whitehaven players on his back. He's definitely short of the line there. And there's a little promotion of the football, I think.
Well, it's the old debate, isn't it? In slow motion, it's very difficult to give a correct reading. So we're going to have a look at it.
We might have a look at it
in full
normal speed.
Well, there's a slow motion again. Now look at this as it happens. Well, there's still a bit of a movement there, isn't there? I'd still give that as a double movement, wouldn't you?
I'd say yes. Not that I feel that it's going to make any difference to the game today, but here we go.
Well, the referee hasn't seen it that way. He's seen it as being part of the momentum. He has given the try, and Warren Stevens will be a very proud man, former Whitehaven player, and he has scored probably the game's last try as well. That confirms Warrington's comfortable win. Libriers. He had a chance to add to his goal-kicking tally, which has not been the best today, but that is certainly over.
Libra's defence, some of the kicks that he has missed, even though have been on his good side, have been quite near the touchline. So I'm sure he'll be happy to have slotted that one over.
Whitehaven 10, Warrington 42. It's the travelling fans who are the happiest at the moment. They can go and have a look around the Lake District on their way back as well. It's not a bad trip, this one, is it? Up through the Lake District, up to the west coast of Cumbria, to this very picturesque Georgian town. And to see your side win is just a bonus as well. And potentially, they are on their way to Cardiff now, Warrington. Don't bet against them under Paul Cullen. They are a real power side this year, and they might well go the full distance.
I'm sure they'd like to get back to Wembley. It's been a few years since they were last there, 1990, losing to Wigan. I think Paul Cullen might have been in that side, was he?
He was certainly around those years, yeah. And here's a kick downfield by Breers. By Wilson. A little stretch by Wainwright to try and pull him down. And a little stretch too high from the referee's point of view. Penalty for Whitehaven. But we're into the final 30 seconds now.
Whitehaven, yeah, haven't been disgraced. Probably would have liked to have been a little closer to the Warrington side in the score, but I think they've done themselves justice in the amount of work they've put in.
Well, they'll look at the profit sheet as well at the end of the day and consider this a very good cup run for them. Lots of profits made this year, lots of friends made as well. And looking for a bit of late glory too. The next tackle will be the last, I think, as it's taken in by Fatialofa. One final time. Dejection and disappointment is the body language being expressed by Whitehaven at the moment. Warrington will be just relieved, but it's the Super League side who've come through with some comfort here. Steve McCormack, the Whitehaven coach, shaking the hands of one or two friends. He'll be disappointed at the moment, but ultimately he knows that his side will have learned an awful lot from this occasion today.
They've been unbeaten this season, but they've definitely learned a lot today in this step up in class. And Warrington, I feel, always just had enough in the tank and always looked that they were going to win the side. But they were tested a little bit by the Whitehaven side, who scored some interesting tries, and that try by McNannon put himself in the shot window, so there is some positives to take from that.
Whitehaven 10, Warrington 42. Let's hear from Steve McCormack, who's speaking to David Croft.
Well, Steve, a 32-point difference.
The speed of the play of the ball, the lines which they run. So at times they taught us a lesson, but really proud of the effort our players have put in.
That's right, just on the struggle of half-time from Nat Wood, really was a killer for you.
I think it was a game break here. I think it just silenced the crowd and the lads were a little bit down at half-time. 10 minutes after the second half, again, they just stepped the performance up Warrington. And to be fair to them, they probably deserved another win.
But defeat for you today, but the season really for Whitehaven is just beginning now.
Well, it is. I mean, we would like to get through to the semi-final, but we've got a game on Tuesday now against Swinton. You know, it's after the laws merged short, so to speak. But you know, the lads are really, really proud of the effort. The old town's got behind the lads. Hopefully, we'll pick ourselves up and have a good season.
Certainly hope so, Steve. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Let's bring in Nathan Wood, man of the match today, and that's right. Just before half-time, gave Warrington fresh emphasis, didn't it?
Yeah. You know, we knew Whitehaven would play with some passion today, and they did that. I'd like to thank them for the way they've treated us whilst we've been here. And, you know, these games that can be quite testing mentally, you know, to get yourself up to the occasion. But we come away with the 2 points, or not 2 points, we come away with a win, but just see what happens with the draw tonight.
What did the boss say to you at half-time? Was he actually quite disappointed with the first half performance, because you really looked a lot sharper in the second half?
He didn't really say that much, just pretty much to keep our shape, just keep working away at them. You know, their fitness levels shouldn't be up to what the state that we are, so, you know, we just ground away and that's what happens.
Well, Nathan, you are the Power Gen man of the match, so congratulations and drink it carefully. Thank you very much indeed. Let's just have one final word with Dennis Betts, already in the semi-finals. Wigan, of course. Warrington will join you in that. What will you have learned from their performance today? There are weaknesses, but there are strengths as well.
Well, you wouldn't really take a lot out of this today's game. I think that they were workmanlike. They got about the job and they got a victory. I think Paul Cullen will be well chuffed with the fact that they stuck at the guns and ended up like an emphatic kind of win at the end. But Whitehaven, they came, they played, they really had a go today. I think Warrington will be chuffed to get away from here without too many knocks and bruises and get on with them, get their tails into the next round.
Yeah, certainly a lot of credit for Whitehaven today with the way they performed.
I think all the credit's got to go to Whitehaven today. I think the Super League side came here and struggled for nearly 50 minutes.
Absolutely. Dennis, thanks ever so much for joining us. Claire, Warrington through to the semi-finals, 42 points to 10.
And poor old Whitehaven, they had a sniff of dinner, but they got to go home hungry. But a great effort, Brian Noble, and I think a few of those Warrington players will have headaches tomorrow morning, won't they?
I think there are a few going back with bumps and bruises. They'll certainly remember their visit to Cumbria, but Paul Cullen will be delighted. They've gone up there, they've won comfortably in the end. They've been tested out without really getting out of, you know, second and third gear. They hadn't had to be pushed. As soon as they sped the game up, they went away with it. They were too good.
Well, let's have a look at a few of the key